Hello student, we are going to understand the application of KSP student. So when you talk about the application of KSP, it has the most important application in the in the neutralization reaction or the in the precipitation. Okay, in precipitation reaction. Dear student, when you talk about the precipitation reaction, so it is said that if Q is greater than KSP, Q for means ionic product is greater than KSP. Okay, so in this case PPT will form. PPT will form. And suppose if the condition is there, that is the KSP is greater than ionic product, so all the ions will dissolve, so no PPT will form. No PPT will form. Okay. And another condition is also there where the IP equal to KSP is there. So this is case of condition of saturation. This is condition of saturation. So this point we have to keep in mind. Let us read out the slide. Okay, to check the PPT formation of sparingly soluble salt. Okay, so they are saying if the IP is greater than KSP, then PPT will form only. Okay, other condition there is not possibility of the PPT formation. So case 1 is there, IP greater than KSP, PPT form. IP less than KSP, no PPT form. And IP equal to KSP, the saturated solution state. Okay, determining if a precipitation will form. A person mixed 100 ml of 0.01 molar calcium chloride and 50 ml of 0.0081 molar of potassium sulfate. If KSP of calcium sulfate is 2.4 into 10 power minus 5, will of calcium sulfate precipitate be absorbed or not? Okay. So we know the student that is M1B1 is equal to M2B2, right? This condition is the M1B1 and this condition is the M2B2. Okay, and we need the final concentration. So you check that is calcium chloride is there. So if you talk about the calcium chloride concentration, so calcium chloride, if we are considering M1B1 and M2B2, so how the concentration we can measure? So this is the concentration 0.015 molar, and we in this concentration in how many liter of the calcium chloride is there? This is there in the 150 ml, because total volume is there 150, so 150 ml. Okay, and what is this is, so the value is coming 0.00050, and potassium sulfate the same way you can see here the concentration is 0.0081, then its concentration is there how many, that is 50 ml divided by total volume. So this is simply M2 is equal to, they have calculated M1V1 upon M1V1 upon V2. Okay, so M1 is 0.001, I think 0.001, and V1, if you see student, V1 100 ml, they wrongly wrote that is the 1000 ml, but it is 100 ml divided by V2, that is final volume 150. Similarly K2SO4, so this is the M1 initial concentration, here is given 0.0081, initial volume, final volume, so they are getting this one. Q is equal to same expression, so they are multiplying, so they are getting 1.35 into 10 power minus 6, and this is KSP is getting 2.5 into 2.4 into 10 power minus 5. So this is the less than KSP, IP is less than KSP, so no PPT, no PPT form, no PPT form, precipitate will not form. Here they are saying Q is smaller than KSP. So completely dissolved, so no PPT form. Let us have look over another question, student. They are saying, will a precipitate form KSP is, they have 8.9 into 10 power minus 12. So they are saying magnesium sulfate concentration 4 into 10 power minus 4 mole. Okay, and NaOH is this. So if you are talking about the magnesium hydroxide KSP, we need the MgO and OH minus. So this is the expression for IP. So M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So M2 is equal to M1V1 upon V2. So 100 ml, 100 ml, that is no in liter 0.2, and this concentration is there, multiply by V1. So this we are getting, and for another OH minus, and for this we are getting this. So if you multiplying, it is coming 2 into 10 power minus 12, and this is less than the KSP, so no PPT will form. So this was the case for the formation of PPT, whether the precipitate will form or not. Thank you so much for watching, dear students.